Alright, peace to the people. Mic check, mic check. I'm in here. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Alright, check it. So it sounds like I got a good mic check. I'm gonna do the invites. Sounds like I'm a little muffled though. I guess I'll work on that. Peace to everybody that's gonna come in the building. You already know what it's hitting for. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Get myself situated. Pardon me, y'all. Peace. What's up, brother O'Mel? Peace to the primes. So I'm doing the invites. State your name, put it in the comment section, man. Peace to the people. What's up, Mr. Toria Moon Goddess? I see you in here. That's what's up. Peace to all the primes. Wow, we're about to really get it cooking. What's up, Miss Shanita? I see ya. Let's go. I think we flexing a little bit. Hopefully y'all getting yourself situated. Y'all getting yourself comfortable. Look, I'm about to start the live feed in about 2 more minutes. So stay on. I'm doing my best to do these invites to get people in here. So we really gotta get this popping. Alrighty, 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 alrighty. I think I'm done the invites. I'll still be doing some invites while I'm live. I'm just about to let y'all know I'm in here. One, two, mic check, mic check. Trying to put this together, my fault, y'all. I got you. Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, this thing sounds legendary already. Okay, so as y'all see the title of this, y'all see it says I'm breaking my silence. Yeah, I'm breaking my silence, man. Yo, that Super Bowl was so trash. It was the trashiest Super Bowl ever. It was like a funeral. I'm not gonna lie to you. That Super Bowl was almost like watching a funeral. Oh my God, man. It was terrible. It was the most terrible Super Bowl ever. I went to sleep. I wanted to go live and everything. I said, man, I'm going to go live after the Super Bowl. But I'm going to respect the Super Bowl. That's all I said. I said, I'm going to respect the Super Bowl. And I messed around, went to sleep on that trash Super Bowl. But the hottest thing about it is, when I woke up and saw the score was 13-3, I said, man, damn, that's 13-31 or 1-3-1 or 31-13. I don't know. I said, man, we moving through the mainframe. That's what I said. Real talk. I said that. I said, man, we moving through the mainframe. Real talk. You said, what you say? You said, I was waiting for you too. Man, that thing was so trash. It was so trash. Real talk. It was so trash. I went to sleep. I didn't mean to go to sleep. I was sitting back like, man, I was respecting all of y'all. I said, man, y'all probably watching the Super Bowl. Man, I wanted to go live so bad. I really wanted to go live so bad. I said, man, real talk. I just wanted to respect people for what it's worth. You know, I know everybody has a Super Bowl tradition, it's like a religion almost. It's like the coming of Christ. If you don't watch Super Bowl, it's like you don't observe Christmas. So it is really like that. Real talk. Real talk, it's like that, man. Let me see if I can turn this music down. Yeah, it's like that. That's how I felt. I said, man, I am not going to mess with y'all with this Super Bowl because y'all going to get mad at me. Let me see if y'all in here. Yeah, y'all in here. He said, we don't do the Super Bowl. Good. Y'all don't do the Super Bowl. Good. I'll know that next year. Look, I'll know that next year to respect y'all that y'all don't do the Super Bowl. I thought y'all did the Super Bowl. Me, I was sitting up here falling asleep. That thing was boring. That thing was so boring. Real talk. What's up? What's up? Yo, right, sister. Yo, she said it right. Thank you. So, yeah. Anyhow, I gotta say something. Y'all know I got something to say. Lamel, do you got something to say? Yes. I got something to say, man. What's up, Miss Cherie? Yeah. Look, I got something really to say, y'all. Now, I'm not going to name drop at all right? I'm not going to name drop at all. I'm going to just chill back. Look, I decided to fall back from the name dropping stuff. I'm not going to name drop no more, okay? But I still got to say how I feel. Can I do that? Can I get permission from the family, please? If y'all say yes, if I get like 3 or 4 yeses, I'll say what I gotta say. If y'all say no, Lamel, don't do it, because y'all know how I get, then I won't say what I gotta say. So if I get a yes from the family, I'ma say what I gotta say. And y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all really know what I'm about to say. I got one yes. I got one yes. Somebody give me a no, because I'm saying, please don't let me. I gotta say what I gotta say. The truth hurts. Miss Cherie said, say what you gotta say. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all this knowledge and this work on here too. Alright, Miss Shanita said, say what you gotta say. I got 2 yeses. If I get one more yes, it's tabaculation. If I get one more yes, it's a tabaculation. If I get one more freaking yes, it's going to be a tabaculation. All right. My sister said yes. Say what you got to say. My sister said yes. Say what you got to say. I just need one more. Somebody got to say no, Lamel. Don't do it. Don't do it. The reason why. All right, Miss 219 Solar Pride Supreme completed it. She said yes. All right, I got 3 yeses. Oh man. Okay, y'all. Listen, y'all. So, y'all my sisters and everything. Y'all flow with me on here. We rocking out. We doing the thing, right? Do it. Look, do it. Look, y'all my sisters. We rocking out, all right? Now, let me say this on here for the most thousandth, hundredth time. Some people are coming in here with the wrong intentions. Now, you gonna say, Lamel, what happened, Lamel? What happened with another sister, Lamel? No, listen. This was different than what y'all think about when I say people coming in here with the wrong intentions. Okay? Now, okay, for y'all know this. I do my best to do whatever I gotta do on here. All right? I do my best to do whatever I gotta do on here. You know, I give this knowledge from day in and day out, every day, going in live. Y'all know that. And then not only that, I just do different things. Like I just put out a book. Y'all know I just put out a book. You know, I got the WordPress going and stuff like that, where it just involves just typing and being creative in a certain sort of way. Y'all know that as sisters, right? And y'all know it's just a family thing going on, and you know, y'all just know that. Everybody has their own situations that they're going through. I have mine. Y'all know that. All right, now when I communicate with people, which is the family, that's the Messiah Codex family, you know, that's a part of the family as a whole. A lot of times I communicate with y'all as a whole rather than on a one, because sometimes I feel as though I can just like communicate with more than one person when I communicate with the family as a whole, whether I go on live feed or whether I go in our groups, whether it be the Dracula squad or whether it be the Purple Heart squad. Y'all know that, right? Y'all in here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So y'all know I communicate in those groups with y'all effectively so we can communicate with more than one person. Y'all know that. All right? So, quote unquote, a person, you know, left messages on my instant message. Now, let me tell y'all something, man. If you got over 100 people leaving you messages, right? Over 100 people a day leaving you messages on your phone, right? On your phone. You know it's going to bump out everybody else, right? It's going to bump out everybody else except for things that you just really connected to like that. So I'm connected to the Purple Heart Squad and the Dracula Squad like that on my instant messenger before anything. That's just what I'm connected to before anything. All right? And that's the algorithm of my phone. So, you know, just doing that stuff, sometimes I miss the beat on people that I really want to be connected to because, you know, it's just hundreds of people just hit me up. All right? They might say, "What's up, Lamel? What's up, Miss Candace?" Look, it just sometimes I miss the beat on people. All right? Now, it's not my fault I missed the beat on people on Messenger. It's the fact that Messenger bumps out people when hundreds of people hit me up. So it's not the fact that I don't love people like Miss Candace. I love Miss Candace, but she's not the person that I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody else. All right? That really offended me. And to my and for real, I really felt as though that person disrespected in a certain nonchalant way, because their reason for coming in the crew wasn't for the same reason everybody else is here for. All right. Now we took a lot of tests. You said, "I ain't believing what I'm hearing." Somebody mad. Yeah, Miss Jazzy Fresh. They probably got off the live feed. I don't know. They probably got off the live feed. No, I'm talking about them. But I don't know. But I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to give people fame. All right? Just not going to do that. Look, listen. So y'all come in here with an attitude about learning, you know, about just doing different things. Now, if y'all don't contribute to the movement, far as like money wise, you know what y'all do? Y'all contribute to the movement labor wise. All right. So I get that. I mess with y'all for that. For as all my sisters that's really rocking out and making it something. Like if y'all don't contribute financially wise, y'all contribute with y'all labor and y'all help me however y'all can. All right. So y'all got a different attitude when y'all come in here. Now, it's certain people that come in here with a, oh, well, I just want some attention type of situation. I don't know. I'm just keeping it real. If you want me to be real. If you want me to be real. Now, if you hit me up on my inbox, now I got all my inbox on silent. I do not like that bell going on. I just look at my joint. Real talk, I just look at my joint. I got all my inbox, as far as my instant messenger, on silent. It doesn't just go off like that. You feel me? So that's one thing that people need to know, that really just trying to really hit me up sometime. It's not the fact that I just got my whole instant messenger. I don't like it disrupting anything I got going on, to be honest. Because I can be doing anything. I can be at work, and then the shit go off, it go bling, and then I get in trouble because I ain't even supposed to have my phone at the job place doing what I'm doing anyway. So it's just stuff like that that just happens sometimes, all right? You know what I'm saying? Or I might just be with a significant other, and then she see my phone going off, bling, bling, bling. She said, oh, man, you got 1,000 females. Yeah, I do. A lot of them are my super friends, though. You know what I'm saying? You said, you better stop breaking people's heart, LaMel. No, listen to what's going on, Miss Candace. It's not even that. Some people coming in with wrong intentions. They not coming in just to learn. Now, if you want to sex me up, I might want to sex you up too. I'm not going to lie about it. But my obligation is to do the work of the Most High God. And that comes first before anything. For real. On the backdrop, I might want to sex you up. And you might want to sex me up, and we can figure that out. We can deal that out. But God comes first. I told y'all that. Period. I don't care about what you like about me, what you don't like about me. If you humping me, if you not humping me. Yo, if you got a boyfriend, you don't got a boyfriend. God comes first. And you can deal that one out later. You know what I'm saying? But that's the main thing that I really want to say about this. You know, sometimes, you know, I saw a person left the group. I saw a person leave the group. You know why they left the group? Because LaMel wasn't answering their instant message on the solo tip. I only answered the instant messages if you in the Dracula squad or the Purple Heart squad. As far as the female, now, I'm just saying, certain females, yeah, I talk to y'all on the one. But it's just like certain females, it's like, man, I feel as though to my heart, you got to go through the squad. Yeah, you got to go through the squad. It's nothing but sisters in there, and a lot of brothers and sisters that are just going to critique you and just going to see if you a real type of person. You feel me? I'm just saying, just we real people, man. We like share, like in the, I told y'all about the Purple Heart Squad. It's just a place to share your feelings. And if you ain't ready to share your feelings, you ain't ready to be a real person. You don't need to be here. You real talk. Now you say you don't got to do that publicly. We got a setting for that. We got a private setting for that. But it's a way that we share our feelings. And what we do is, it's a way to release pain. It's a way to strengthen each other in a certain sort of way, where we just do it right for each other. You feel me? Now, some people don't get that. I get that. If you real private, that's good. But you can share thoughts of inspiration. I bet you can share some stuff where you want somebody to flatter you on. I bet you can share something like that. That's what you got to pay attention to. People won't share feelings in a certain type of way, but people will share stuff that they want you to flatter them on, like pictures or something that they didn't say it or something. You feel me? Yeah. So that's what you got to pay attention to. So like I said, people coming in the Messiah Codex for the wrong reasons. You say, well, Lamel, what are they coming in here for, Lamel? I'm gonna tell you. You said everybody finna go to the store. Look, yo, look at this. What reasons are they coming in here for? I'm trying to tell you. First of all, they trying to establish their teachings. Now you gonna say, really, Lamel? They trying to establish their teachings? Ain't you trying to establish your teachings too? Yes. I'm doing my best to establish the teachings of the Codex. I'm doing whatever I can on that. But forcefully, they coming in like snakes to do this thing. They not coming in and saying, yo, you know what? And I'm not even saying their teachings. It's not even the fact that they're teachings, because that would be what's up. If the teachings is valid, I'm with that. It's their opinions. It's their propaganda. It's their personality. It's that. It doesn't have to do with their knowledge. Because I would say, if you got some knowledge to bring to this, it gotta be sound and correct. And I would want it, because it's nothing but the network in the first place. So let me just correct myself on that. If somebody got it twisted, yeah, if you got some knowledge, bring it to the table. If it's sound and correct, bring it. But people got an agenda. They coming in here with an agenda. All right. And not only that, it's something else. What's up, Miss Dora? Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, people coming in with an agenda. Now, look, I'm going to tell you like this. It's very simple with this. Now, with the Codex, you got 1 through 31. You coming in, you learning the lessons. You getting the books, you doing different things, and you studying the videos, and you living life. It's nothing more than that. It's really nothing more than that. Now, far as the Codex, yeah, it's sisters that's adding to this. Imagine this, Lamel. All right, you give up your time to people, right? Y'all want to say this? You be on live feed, you write these books, you kick in and everything. Look, now imagine this. If I'm talking to Miss if I'm talking to Miss Courtney, I'm talking to Miss Courtney all night long, and me and her, no hanky-panky, talking about knowledge, and I'm asking her, she's a part of the research team that's a part of the Codex, all right? That's a part of the Codex family. And I'm asking Miss what's her name? My fault. Live now. Look, I'm asking Miss Courtney all night long. She's a part of the research team to help me out and find different codes for everybody here, so I can just talk to y'all. No hanky-panky. I got another person that's just, you know, and I understand if we would talk about hanky-panky, I would love that. For real, but I'm just saying, on the real, just kicking it. Just let's making it happen. So I'm talking about codes. We finding out codes. Like, the way the Messiah Codex works is that you can assemble numbers that connect with all religions. It doesn't matter. You can find it out in all religions. They just say the same thing. All right? No matter whatever book they went through. So you got one person talking to you like that. No hanky-panky. And then you got another person that is talking to you that is draining your energy, more or less, because they're not adding to it. Now, I'm saying like this. I'm not the smartest person in the world. Right then and there, I was telling you that Miss Courtney was helping me. She was a part of the research team, and then we got other people that are part of the research team that be helping me. Now, and then I just express a lot of the stuff that's a part of the Codex. All right? This is what happens, right? I'm in training. I'll be in and out. Thank you, Miss Brent. So listen, man, I had to say what I had to say on here, Miss Brent. It's real. But look, so I got somebody helping me out, and then I got somebody that's not helping me out. I can give you a simple task, but the simple task is this. If I can give one person the same, I can give two people the same task and ask two people to do the same thing. It's not even nothing hard to do with it, right? I got one person that just flourish in it soon, and then the next person just like this trying to more or less trying to just test my chin and trying to question me rather than find out the answers. All right? Real talk. So this is what hurts my feeling after all things, and to say, well, damn, you haven't even contributed to the movement. Sometimes I see people that's a part of the circle that haven't even contributed to the movement, and not saying that you had to give me some money. I'm saying the fact that I would give you my book for free. I would literally give you my book for free. I would give you some stuff for free. Go look at the WordPress. That's like a whole book that I wrote in the WordPress. Like, you can sit back and say, oh man, you can get anything from me for free if you really just like really ask for it like that. You can get it for a freaking $1 if that's the case. But at the same time, you don't even want to contribute your time. At the same time, you want to contribute a hate and effort. So I got something for that, man. I had real something for that. And I know what it was. It's the difference between us and them. I know the difference between us and them. All right? Real talk. This is the difference between us and them. I don't want to smoke it out like that, but I was going to smoke it out for real. But this is the difference between us and them, man. Look, we willing to give out trophies, man. We truly willing to give out trophies. But we got people in the background. You know what they doing? I'm going to tell you what these people doing. This is all they doing. This is all what they doing. They sitting back looking at us and seeing what we got going on and saying, oh man, they just want to be infiltrators. They just want to be infiltrators. Trust me, man. I know what's going on. People say, Lamel, you just too nice. No, I know an infiltrator when I see an infiltrator. You know, a Messiah always kept a Judas around him. You know why? So he can give him enough rope to hang himself, of course. You feel me? So he can literally give him enough rope to hang himself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a job. You damn right everybody got a job. So, yeah. Now, I'm bringing it back to the body. Bringing it back to the true body, man. This is the body that we talking about. Everybody here is a part of this body. Now imagine, remember Jesus, he said this, a Messiah said this. He said, yo, if you got one part of your body and it's like cancerous or it's infecting you, what the hell do you do? Please tell me, what do y'all do? What did he say do you do? He said, if you got an eye that's offending you, what do? You poke it out, right? If you got a foot that's leading you in a wrong direction, you cut it off, right? He said if you got an arm just want to touch everything, you got a hand that want to touch everything, you cut it off, right? You goddamn right. I said, look at this. I done told y'all this, that everybody that's a part of this, I said, man, we all part of this body right here, no matter what y'all talking about. We all part of this body. So if you want to play a game with it, this is what I'm going to do. I'll sever a part of the body off and it'll grow back. It'll grow back. You know why? Because we just like a plant. All tree in one. We just like a plant. All tree in one. Real talk. That's all I got to say about that, man. So, yeah, this is the codex. Don't let me smoke them. I got people really having a real jealous eye in a sense because they see the fact that the technology is getting better. They seeing good things is happening for us. But at the same time, they sitting back like this. You already know what they sitting back doing. They sitting back hating. They like sitting back wondering, where do you get your powers from? Where do you get your powers from? We broke the codex in that. 616, baby. We broke the codex in the 616. Or the 161. We broke the codex in that. Go to Daniel chapter 6 verse 16. Go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. We broke the codex in that, honey. All right, where you get your powers from. They always will wonder where we get our powers from. Don't worry about that, honey. So, yeah, if one part of your body offends you, you cut it off. But the easiest thing about this is that people cutting their own self off. Shout out to Miss Seti. Hey, happy belated birthday to you, honey. I'm going to do this as a dedication to you. I love you, Miss Seti. You know you my baby. I love you. I'm sorry I didn't even go live on your birthday, man. Real talk, I love you, Miss Seti. I love you for what it's worth. But yeah, we talking about the body right now. We talking about the body. So yeah, the Messiah said if one part of your body offend you, you cut it off. But like I said, we all 3 in 1. The plant gonna do nothing but grow back. It ain't gonna do nothing but grow back. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. I was talking about Gafuru, right? Before. Talking about how Gafuru represents the spirit of the Holy Spirit or the spirit of immunities. All right? I was busting this down, man, in reference to that. Everybody, if y'all can, man, give Miss Seti a happy birthday, man. She's a Messiah Code all-star, man. She's definitely an all-star. We love her, man. We definitely love her. She's a feisty one. Miss Seti is a feisty one. I like Miss Seti being feisty. See, that's the thing about it. People misconstrue about it. Miss Seti, she gets the... Let me get back to what Miss Seti gets. Hold up. Miss Seti get... Here you go. Miss Seti gets this right here. I'm going to tell you why Miss Seti gets this. Because Miss Seti is a good sport. Miss Seti is a good sport. She has taken criticism on this live feed and still has come back for more fighting. She has, been off of the live feed, but still have come back for more fighting. She has been at work on the live feed, still come back for more fighting. She gets an award, man. She gets trophies, man. Not only that, she took criticism from me on many occasions on this live feed. And you know what she has done? I'm going to tell you what she done. She succeeded in it all because she's still here. We got some people, let me tell you, Miss Seti, some people can't really take a punch, even though Lamel ain't even throwing no more punches. Lamel is just giving out hugs. But the problem is Lamel hugged too tight. Lamel hugged too tight. So, yeah, that's what happened, Miss Seti. Lamel hugged too tight. I'm staying close to the family, man. A lot of times, I'm not talking to people because I'm talking to the Dracula squad or the Purple Heart squad. I'd rather communicate to all of us in the family like we in the house or something. So if I'm not inboxing you, I'm sorry. It's not the fact that I'm dissing you. It's the fact that I communicate better as in the house. I don't communicate with strangers, more or less. You feel me? And it's better and it's more effective when I communicate in the house. And what I feel right now is the Purple Heart squad and the Dracula squad is the house that I communicate in. All right? So that's just what it is, what it's hitting for. I don't mean to offend nobody. But Miss Seti gets trophies because she's able to take a punch. She's able to keep a licking and keep on ticking. And I ain't even trying to get real freaky with you, Miss Seti, but you know what it's hitting for. You pretty. Okay? So, yeah. We'll talk about Gafuru as in being the Holy Spirit or the spirit of immunities, man. It's only so much that you can do, man, to a person, and a person feel as though, you know what? You done turned it on yourself. I don't even look, the Messiah said cut these things off, right? He said if one body part offends you, he said cut it off. But the easiest thing about it is you don't even gotta cut it off. It'll cut its own self off because you are the cure to the cancer. You'll sweat it out of your ass. You'll truly sweat it out of yourself. So it'll cut its own self off in the long run or in the short run. So this is Gafuru. And this is what it's talking about. And you'll find this also in the Codex. All right? Talk about the El Gafuru. All right? It's the spirit, the Holy Spirit, and the spirit of immunity. All right, I love y'all, man. Real talk, I love our family for what it's worth. People don't love family anymore. Man, if you don't love family, then you stupid. You stupid. You stupid. In Spanish, that means stupid. Okay? In Spanish, that means stupid. All right? So let's move forward. So now, I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday was bad, was the contemplative door. And you know what? I had to sit back on something, and I had to fall back and just concentrate on some things. I realized one thing, man. I'm closing the door, man. I'm closing the door. It's a contemplative door. When you see that number 3 right there, that's on the number knee, the number knee for the knee of the right leg, for the knee of the right leg in the codex. When you see that number 3, it represents bad. It represents the contemplative door. That represents you kneeling on your knee, hitting the ground with your knee, because the dot over top of it is on the thigh, which is the 4, which represents a network. That represents you hitting, and that represents the contemplative door. All right, so now we had a contemplative door. It literally was a contemplative door, whereas though we had to sit back at it. Think about it. Yesterday in the codex, if you look at yesterday in the codex, it being 927.3, right? It was 927.3. So then the Super Bowl so happens to be 313. So it was an inverse of 3. I'm gonna say it like that, all 3 in 1. Even though I went to sleep on it, it was really boring. Okay, but 3 right there represents the knee and the body part of the Messiah Codex. Look at the body part right there. You see the knee right there? The number 3, it represents the contemplated door. The reason why it's the knee of the contemplated door, because I take a bow. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, honey. Look, I can just slay people with the code very easy. I can use this body part to just show you some different things about life in general. But the number 3 represents the knee, the body part of the knee, and this is why it's the contemplative door. It represents you going down and you just taking a bow and you kneel into the situation and you thinking about it for a minute and you be able to come to a consensus to the moment. I told you, you lead with the left knee, but you go down with the right knee. All right. So I bust that down so many ways. All right. Hopefully y'all got that. Let me move forward. So yesterday, like I said, it was 927.3. That's what it was, 927.3. Today so happens to be 928.4. Today is 928.4 in the Messiah Codex. I just had to give y'all that because I didn't get a chance to give y'all it yesterday. So I'm done with that. What's up, Miss Sherelle? Hey, what's up, lovely? I see you in here. Let's move forward. So for everybody on here, the most thing that I want people to pay attention to is the square. All right, that's the first thing that you learn from the codex. You just learn the square. You see it in the eye right there. You see in one eye, you see the square, and you see in the other eye, you see a circle. So the eye that you moving from is literally the square. This what helps you connect with time itself. All right. Now, when you look at 7 so happens to be the 4th solar prime. It's the 4th solar prime. So the 7 actually became the God and the Sun at the same time, as in being in the codex of the primes. All right. So in the Messiah code, what we do is we see it like a cyclops. We turn the square. You see that? Do y'all see that? This is going to be one of the most best builds y'all ever got. The work that I'm going to give y'all on here is going to be beautiful. So the 7 hooked up with the 4. Listen, the 7 hooked up with the 4. Look at the square. The square is composed of 4 7s. Look at it closely. Look at a square. Is it not composed of 4 7s or 4 90-degree angles? And today so happens to be what? 4 with 928.4, which so happens to be 4 7s. All right. Now listen. Now, like y'all see on here, the 4th solar prime so happens to be 7. So this is what made the connection. This is what connected y'all with everything. All right, this connected y'all with everything in life itself. 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 4 equals 16. 16 plus itself equals 7. All right, so this is all in connection. I got you. I got you. Let's move through the mainframe. So now the square was a way for you to see time. It was a way for you to connect all the dots. It was a way for you to connect time itself and to see time itself. Whether you wrote it on a piece of paper or you saw it through your eyes as an open eye. The square was an open eye. Literally, it wasn't a closed eye. It was an open eye. You see that? The diamond. That's why I said this. I said, shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, y'all diamonds, man. Real talk, because either pressure busts pipes or pressure makes diamonds. I done said that many times. And it's either you a diamond or you bust up like pipes. So I want y'all to say, I'm a diamond. So the diamond represents you seeing it with the open eye, because you shining bright like a diamond. All right? Shout out to everybody on here. That's all my diamond folk. Because that's what slayed Goliath, literally, the diamond. All right, so boom, let's move forward. I want y'all to look at Jupiter. All right, Jupiter. I told y'all about Jupiter and the energy about Jupiter, right? But something I'm gonna tell y'all about Jupiter that I never told y'all before. I always told y'all about Jupiter, but it's something about Jupiter that I never told y'all before that I'm going to actually tell y'all on here. And it's like, it's the only way I can do it is really on this live feed. And shout out to YouTube. Thank you for giving us the technology and the ability to do this. All right. But if you look at Jupiter, people look at Jupiter like a circle, but the Jupiter is really a square. You're going to say, Lamel, how is Jupiter a square? It's really a square. It's really the station. Now, I connected all the dots with Jupiter. I told y'all how Jupiter, and you can connect this with your zodiac sign and everything. I don't care however you do it. But know that it represents an energy in the universe. That is literally a nexus. It's literally a nexus. It's literally an apex. All right. So boom, Jupiter goes around the zodiac 12 years in precession, as well as the sun goes around the zodiac in 12 months in precession. All right. Jupiter is the fastest spinning object in our solar system. Its magneto is larger than that of the sun. All right. It literally takes 10 hours to rotate on its axis, so you already know how that's going to connect. But it's much more significant about Jupiter more than anything. Jupiter is a square. Why do you say that, Lamel? Watch this. Watch what happens if you rotate a square. Oh, what happens when you rotate a square, Lamel? Oh man, if you rotate a square, it so happens to look like Jupiter. Oh man, Lamel, you done it again. You done it again. If you rotate a cube or a tesseract, it literally looks like Jupiter. Say it don't look like Jupiter. You'll be lying to yourself. Literally. Now, if it's the fastest moving object in our solar system by far, I'm just saying, if it's the fastest moving object in our solar system by far, by the time you take a picture of it, it's going to look blurry, just like this. And it's not going to look like the station that it is. It's just going to look like storms, magnetic storms, literally magnetic storms. And I told you before that Jupiter is the tesseract. Jupiter literally is the tesseract. That's what connects us with the tesseract. Because when you spin Jupiter, it looks like that. When you spin the square, it looks like that. So Jupiter always connected us with the square. All right. Now, this also was in connection with the 4 moons of Jupiter. All right. For anybody that's in connection with this, you'll know that Jupiter is the pinnacle of our solar system. All right. These are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, also representing the 4 primes. You already know. We coming in at neutral prime, lunar prime, solar prime, and vector prime. These are the 4 moons of Jupiter. They're not whatever Greek name if they want to name them. No, it's neutral prime, lunar prime, solar prime, and vector prime. These are the primes that guard the universe. All right, and you're gonna say, well, what the primes got to do with it? All right, the primes are the prime numbers. Now, I gave that to you when I first did that, in reference to the 4 prime numbers when it connected with the 7, because 7 is your 4th prime number. All right, now prime numbers are only times themselves, so therefore they are unique in nature. So that's why you got to associate this with your birthday or your log date whenever you come in, as in being unique. All right, so yeah, this connect with the 4 moons or of Jupiter, which were the 4 primes. All right, so everybody was literally on their math. They was on all 4s. Yeah, everybody was on all 4s, because the 4 primes, they guarded different things. You had a prime that guarded subtraction. You had a prime that guarded addition. You had a prime to guard division, and you had a prime to guard multiplication. These were the powers of the universe, insofar as the neutral prime, the lunar prime, the solar prime, and the vector prime. All right, these were the powers of the universe. So everybody was literally on all 4s. This was not something superficial. This was something that we was always in connected to. This was a way to connect up to the station, or what y'all call God, or whatever you want to call it, being on all 4s. Yes, being on all 4s was always the way to connect to the station. You say, really, Lamel? Yeah, man, it was always a way to connect to the station, being on all 4s. People didn't get that part. They didn't know that they got in the God complex, but forgot the math. They forgot to get on all 4s. And I'm telling y'all right now to get on all 4s. Get on all 4s right now. Get on all 4s right now, because that's how you tap into the universe, getting on all 4s. That's how you tap into the cosmos, getting on all 4s. That's how you tap into the earth, getting on all 4s. And that's how you tap into that what you call the Most High God, getting on all 4s. Yes. They always connected us that way, man. You didn't think that the Most High gave us the breadcrumbs to bring us back home? Yeah. Being on all 4s represented the 4 degrees of math. It represented the 4 quadrants of the universe. It represented the base of the pyramid. You right. It represented the base of the pyramid. Because that's when you getting on your 7. That's when you getting on your 7, when you become the pyramid. But this was when you was on all 4s. You already know. With the shin not touching the ground. They say, well, why the shin doesn't touch the ground, Lamel? Why the shin doesn't touch the ground? You already know why the shin doesn't touch the ground, because the shin represents this. So you see it? The timekeeper. The timekeeper. You see it? The timekeeper. That's what the shin represents, the timekeeper in the codex. You see it as the 28. The she, which is the SH. It comes after the GH, which is the Gha, or the ghost. It comes after the GH, which is the Gha, or the Holy Ghost. All right? And then you see the Z, which is the key maker, because the Z's is the sound of the keys, the vibration. Then you got Gha, which is the baby being born. And then you got shh. Be quiet, the baby needs to go to sleep. And then you got, boom, the secret keeper, which gives the baby the name. All right, so this is all in connection with what the codex was, is, will be forevermore. Trust me on that. You see it on the left leg. You see it on the left leg. The baby comes from the egg. Then the baby goes through the key maker. Zzz, bow. Boom. Then it gets the Holy Ghost. Bow. Shh. Then it goes through the timekeeper. Shh. Then it gets the name. All right, this is all how it connects up in reference to the codex. But the shin, it was on the shin. Look at it. Look at it. It's on the shin. You see that? Of the body part, it's on the shin. The SH, the timekeeper, is on the shin. It's on the shin. So that's why the elders put the SH there. The SH, which is the timekeeper. It looks like a vessel of time. It literally looks like a nazuf, a 2 and a 8 on top of each other, a 28. Yes, it looks like a damn hourglass, which is yourself, the 2-2, the nazuf, the double self, the nazuf. So now let's move forward. let's move forward. What I was telling y'all. Yeah, that the shin is off the ground because the shin represented the ship, or she is the ship. She's the one controlling the ship. She, the SH, the silent letter, shh, SH. All right. Now let's move forward. The shin is it's on top of the ground. It doesn't touch the ground. That's how we raise our women above the ground. All right, we called her the earth, but she was also our heaven on earth. Facts. She was our heaven on earth. So that's why the shin is raised above the ground in sacred meditation. All right. So in Genesis 4:14, this is everybody being on all fours. The 144 scrambled it up. Yeah, it says, look, listen, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. All right, so look, what's going on with him being a fugitive and a vagabond? This is how, in reference to how words and how culture and how the road back to God will always be scrambled. It will always be literally scrambled. And those that were the travelers and those that were the forgiven or were forgiven for whatever task they did because they found their way home back to God. Guess what happened? Same thing that happened to the Messiah type. They was trying to slay him. They was trying to slay him because they were the Messiah type. None of us are perfect, man. And trust me, you can always be redeemed in a certain sort of way. You can always be redeemed. All right? That's something that I want y'all to know. You definitely always can be redeemed. So, yeah, they out to slay you everywhere you at. They out to slay you because they know that you on your way back home to the Most High God. And if you want to say God, whatever you want to say, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But we know the degrees of the universe and what is the greater force within. All right? Real talk on that. Let's move forward. So now I'm going to give y'all a phone number that's going to break the matrix. This is going to be the hottest thing that y'all get from this build right here. Ooh, this is fire. Right here. This is fire. This is fire. Look, listen. Okay, now, this is one way they trapped you in the matrix. Okay, now everybody, if I tell you to pick a number, you're going to have to pick a number between 1 and 9. All right, you're going to have to pick a number between 1 and 9. Now, the only way to get out of this is to balance the numbers. You got to literally balance the number. You say, Lamel, how can I balance the numbers? Okay, well, I'll give you a secret. The first secret is to put the 5 in the middle. All right? Is to put the 5 in the middle. I got you, Miss Shanita. Thank you. I love you. You put the 5 in the middle. This is how you balance it all. All right? You put the 5 in the middle. Now you're going to say, well, what phone number is this, Lamel? I don't know what we talking about. What phone number is this? Look, literally, this is how they put us in the matrix, y'all. Everybody is born between the 1 and the 9. What I'm giving y'all is everybody is born between the 1 and the 31. I'm going in between the 1 and the 9, but I'm cracking the code and creating the tumbler within the code. All right? So this is what I'm trying to let y'all know when y'all see it. Y'all seeing the actual tumbler in the code. Because if I ask y'all birthday, y'all going to tell me something between the 1 and the 9. All right? But it's much more than that, and it's much more precious than that in reference to your log date and what it means and what it is. All right? So, yeah, my fault. I'm going to put something in here. I got y'all. I'm coming in. I want to come in. I want to show y'all something. I want to explain this real hard. Listen. Let me explain this so y'all can see it. I'm in here. Boom. Hopefully y'all can see me in here. Look, listen, y'all. When y'all see this, this is the matrix that we was put in. Trust me, this was the real matrix that we was literally put in. Because if I tell you a phone, it becomes phonetics. The way you hear things is phonetics. So now you got numbers, right? That's the way you hear things. The way you hear, like you being here in space and time. That's the way you being here, the way you hear things. Okay, so now this is how it hooks up. It's all algorithm. Please follow what I'm saying. I know it's going to sound like, whoa. Look, listen. So now it's all algorithm with how the message was coming across, so you can break the matrix, so you can literally break through the matrix in the mainframe. So now when you put the 5 in the middle, the 5 became the pinnacle, the 5, because the 5 became what? The 2, the 5, and the 7. It became those two things all connected. All right, but it became something else insofar as what this 5 was. It became the 3, 5, 7. It became the 3, 5, 7. This 5. All right, that's how it connected up. Watch this. You say, Lamel, how is this going to happen? What do you mean by this? I got y'all. I got y'all on this. Look, listen. This is how it really happens. Okay, so now if you got a certain set of numbers, right? Okay, from 1 through 9, you got to balance these numbers. The only way you can balance them is make them all equal one thing. All right, so when you put the 5 in the middle and you got the 3, 5, 7 and the 9, 5, 1, and you making that your cross, your barrier, your cross, and then you putting the 4, the 6, and the 2 right there, all your even numbers outside on the corners like that, guess what happens? You have a balanced square of 15. This is the only real way that you can balance this square. And this is deep, because you're going to say, damn, we were all born through these numbers. Shout out to Miss LaUnc. I see you in here, Miss LaUnc. So you're going to say, yo, we was all born in these numbers. Yeah, this is how literally they call, this is the square of Saturn. All right, really, this is the square of Saturn, and I'm going to show y'all how we going to break through the square of Saturn. Real talk, because Saturn became chronos, or chronology. It became the way how they chronologize time itself between the 1 and the 9, and this is why it was associated with Saturn itself. This square, or this square right here, it was associated with Saturn because it was associated with chronos, or chronology of time, because they realized when they did all these numbers, the only way it can balance is if you balance it by one number, which is 15. All right, and then they associated this with the number with the 6th planet, which was Saturn. All right, not Jupiter. All right, they took you out of the square that I want to bring y'all to, which is a balanced square of 34. Now I took y'all to that when I showed y'all being on y'all 7 represents the pyramid. Okay, that means you on your 4 and you on your 3 up top. All right, which is your chakras. Those are the only chakras you got. You got 2 on your feet, 2 on your knees, 2 on your hands, and 1 on your head. Those are your real chakras that you got. So they took you out of the square of Jupiter, and I showed you what that was all about, which is 34, which connects you up to 34. All right, and I'll show y'all that. Look, to the square of Saturn. Now you're gonna say, really, Lamel? Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Break it down. Break it down. Look, listen. If you look at your phone, if y'all look at your phones, right, and y'all try to dial up a phone number, right? Look, they gave you a hint. They gave you a hint to crack the code, but they left y'all trapped. Now it says, those that call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Yeah, those that call upon the name of the Lord. Yeah, but the problem is people calling the wrong phone number up because they trapped in the codex. You literally trapped in the codex. Like, damn, oh man, no wonder they put these numbers like this in this sequence like that. Now, it was the same thing as Saturn. It was the same square as Saturn, taking us off our square, literally taking us off our station. All right. So now I'm going to bust that down. I'll bust that down. Now you see that right there. That is the octagon. You see it? It's the octagon. It's the fight that you win with the devil. That's why this represents the square of Saturn, because it's the octagon. It's the fight that you have with the devil. And if you notice right there, it represents north, east, south, and west. It also represents northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. All right, it represents all of those. All right, so that was the octagon that you in, because the devil was literally to and fro everywhere that you went. So that's why these numbers connected up, and the only way you can break it is standing on your 5, which were your 5 books. That were your 5 books that you got literally, which became your 5 senses. All right, so this is all in connection. This is all in connection. That's why the 5 was in the middle, because when you on your 5, you got your 5 toes. You got 5 toes on each foot. Yeah, you on your 5. You standing up straight and you balance, all right? You got 5 fingers on one hand. You on your 5. So yeah, you balance. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Psalms chapter 23, which adds the 5. Yeah, you on your 5. So you place the 5 in the middle, all right? And that's what kept you balanced through it all. All right, so now, like I said, cracking the codex, you notice they make sure that we can't call upon God. They make sure that we literally can't call upon God, because literally they didn't scramble the numbers up in so many different ways that you think they in order, but they out of order, and it's in chaos. All right, so boom, like I said, now you got a 357. You got a 357 Magnum. Literally a 357 Magnum. Where this come across, Lamel? Because when you look at the phone number, no matter how they scramble it, you know how you gonna find what you gonna find? A 357 in 1951. You literally gonna find that in the codex when you literally breaking it. So I said, look, guess what? Since they giving us a 357, I got a 357 for them. Rockabye, baby. Literally, rockabye, baby. We done broke the code, and we have connected all the dots. Literally, we have broke the code and connected all the dots. Here's the 357 right now. Listen. So Saturn, if you look at Saturn, you say, well, what does Saturn have to do with the codex, Lamel? What does Saturn have to do with the codex? I'm going to show you what Saturn got to do with the codex. Look at the throat, which is number 15 in the codex. Look at the throat, right? Yeah, thank you, Miss LaOnk. You see the throat right there? The throat looks like Saturn. Does it not look like Saturn? Yeah, it looks like Saturn. This is why, man, y'all got to pay attention to the body. Pay attention to the body of the Messiah code, man. Pay attention to the body. The body tells you everything. The body tells you every freaking thing. That's why the devil, or what you call or an adverse force against us, guess what it did? It took control of the voice box. It took control of the voice box, because you can say that looks like Saturn or that looks like Jupiter. It's whatever you want to say it looks like. I'm telling you it looks like Jupiter, but you can tell me it looks like Saturn, Lamel. I'm telling you it looks like the throat piece of the Messiah Codex right there looks like Jupiter. It doesn't look like Saturn, but you might argue up and down to me, it does look like the ring of Saturn around the dot, Lamel, which is the planet. All right, and I got you. You right. You right. It was a way to trick the body. The way things that you put in your body trick your body. Okay? To make you think you feel good. It was a way to trick the body, where Saturn came into place of Jupiter. Now, if you notice in the codex, the necklace, which is number 15, now you say, so coincidental, this hooks up and it looks like Saturn. Yeah. In the codex, number 15, which is the dot with the circle around it, does look like Saturn, or it looks like Jupiter, but it's representing of a neutral station. It represents a neutral station in connection to the throat box or the voice box. And guess what happened? See, this is what y'all want to, if y'all want to call it the devil, or if y'all want to, knew that that right there was the neutral point between man and God, or God and man, or whatever y'all want to call it. It was the neutral point. Why is that? Because instead of people tuning into a black box, guess what people was tuned into? They was literally tuned into something else. Because I'm gonna tell you this. If you look at it, it says right here, it says this. It says in Genesis 4:26, it says, and to Seth To him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. And then began man to call upon the name of the Lord. So before then, you didn't really make any type of calling. You was mentally connected in some sort of way to this. But if you notice, Seth represents basically consecrate. What is it? Damn. It's consummation. It's not consummation. It's basically when you replace something. I forget the word for it. Somebody bring it up. It just slipped my mind right now. But Enos means regular person. All right. Oh, it means compensation. That's what Seth means. Compensation. That's what Seth means, compensation, and then Enos means regular person. So if you look at this verse, literally, you'll see that Seth meaning compensation, this is what it's telling you. And far as compensation, this is what I'm telling you. The neutral in reference to the codex, the number 15 was guarded by either Saturn or Jupiter. It was either guarded by Saturn or Jupiter. They can either come in and take that place. So that was why in Genesis chapter 4:26, this is in connection to Enos and Seth in reference to regular man and the compensation of us calling upon the greater force. All right, so let me move forward. Like I said, all right, people wasn't tuned into the black box. You say, well, what's the black box, LaMel? The black box is the thoughts, man. That's the dot, man. Right there in what you see right there is the dot. Come right there. Everything starts from the dot. When you lay a pen down, it starts from a dot, and then you proceed to draw a line and whatever like that. And your thoughts start from the spark, which is the dot. Everything starts from the dot. Everybody knew this. Everybody knew this. So what happened was, it was literally an interception. It was literally an interception. You see this right here? This is the phone number people were calling upon. This is the phone number that people were calling upon. An object really that connected to 15, which connected to the 6. You say, well, LaMel, what's wrong with 6? It's nothing wrong with 6 as a number, but 6 represents the gift and the curse. I'm going to tell you that. It represents 5-2, which is called the gift and the curse. It represents the tying of the knot or agreements. Okay, so you can just take it for what it's worth on that. Okay, you say, well, damn, the devil always got something. He's always Rumpelstiltskin in the matter. Yeah, in a certain sort of way, because if you using his instruments, he always got it. It's a Hesian contract. It's literally a Hesian contract. All right, so now, like I said, this was the phone number that people were calling upon, and then the balance of the sides was 15, which was in the codex Saturn or Jupiter, or also the throat box, okay, which is the black box. Yeah, now we got people making phone calls. Yeah, those that call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. It's the calling. It's the calling that you got to make. Real talk, it's the calling that you got to make. You got to say, really, what type of calling? It's the purpose that you got to fulfill. That's how you literally cracked the code when you was on the phone dialing the numbers up. When you was dialing the numbers up on the phone, you didn't scramble the code up and you balanced the numbers to 15. Wow. And then you saw it was literally the devil's hand was a gift and a curse. It was literally a gift and a curse to use the devil's hand. So you say, you know what? I'm going to use the devil's phone. I'm going to use the devil's gifts in a certain sort of way to get God's blessing. To get God's blessing. And therefore, you didn't literally crack the code. So you wasn't in tune with the white box no more. You wasn't in tune with the white box no more. Real talk. You really wasn't in tune with the white box no more. You was in tune with the black box when you was on this higher plane of thought. Real talk. You was in tune with the black box when you was on this higher plane of thought, because you know that it's 747, 24/7, 361 degrees, honey. It's 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. We in tune with the real black box. All right, and I'm not really throwing no shade, but what I'm trying to tell you is we in tune with the real black box. It doesn't matter how much you try to give us a crash course of anything. It doesn't matter how much this plane crashed. Guess what? We got the real black box. We got the real black box. So that's why I said Saturn hooked up to the throat piece. Saturn hooked up to the throat piece. Whether y'all know it or not, looking at the codex, Saturn knew how to trick y'all. Saturn knew how to trick y'all. The sixth planet. It was the gift and the curse. So Saturn started literally working through the throat piece. All right? Or the voice box. The voice box. The white box. That's what Saturn... Because, think about it. If God's light is the black dot, it's literally the black dot, you're going to say, boom. Oh, man. Wow, it's the blinding light. It was a blinding light that hit y'all. That's why Saturn came in the realm of the throat box. And in the Messiah Codex, this tells you everything. It literally tells you everything. So now we in tune with the black box. Hopefully y'all in tune with the black box, man. It doesn't matter if they try to crash this box or they try to crash this plane. Guess what? The black box still remains. All right? I love y'all, man. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him was 144,000. Yeah, had their father's name written on their foreheads. You'll say, really? They had the father's name written on the foreheads? Man, they had the name, the 131, the 141 written on their foreheads, literally. We was in connection with the station. We knew about so many things about this. We cracked the code. We cracked the code because it was scrambled in Genesis 4:14. It was literally scrambled when they said they was going to make Cain a vagabond. When they said they was going to make him a vagabond, that literally meant they was going to scramble the code. They was going to scramble the code or his pathway back to God. But it was always a path back to God. He let them know that. He said, sin lieth at the door. He said, if you do well, you're going to be accepted. But if not, sin lieth at the door. So that's the reason why Abel's offering got accepted and Cain's offering didn't get accepted. Because basically Abel, he whipped up the first of his flock and the fruit thereof. And Cain just whipped it up. He just said, man, I'm going to just whip it up. And that's where that was a lesson that he had to learn in reference to giving 100% to God. Are y'all trying to give 100% to God? Now you want to say, well, what is God, Lamel? I don't know. That's what you got to decide for yourself. That's not for me to decide that. All right? That's for you to decide what God is in your life. All right? So, yeah. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. Yeah. So people say, well, Lamel, okay, well, give me a little bit of information about a day. All right? I understand in y'all calendar, y'all move by certain frequencies that people don't move by. Y'all move by the 14, everything the 1 and the 4, because it's 14 months in your calendar. And then your calendar is by 28, which is basically 14 times 28. And I'm going to tell y'all this, and people will say, Lamel, that is off. Okay, well, if you look at the calendar, if you look at a regular day, you'll see a regular day consists of 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. So 4.1 seconds. So obviously a regular day is off. All right. So a stellar year is 366 point blah 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 blah. So you know it's off. But I'm gonna tell you what's so deep about it is that you know the earth expands and it contracts like a woman giving birth to a baby. So you know damn well the earth is not spinning at the same rate every damn day. Some days seem faster than the other, and y'all know it. Y'all know it. Some days seem faster. Some days seem slower than the other. And somebody don't got to trick you for that. Somebody, you know that. So, yeah. So, whatever them coming with a consensus of this, that's wrong. So, the earth expands and contracts, and so does its speed. And then you got the earth. Also, they say that the earth, using the measurements of the equatorial circumference of the earth, is 24,901 miles, right? Okay. So, now... that's the equatorial circumference, but what about the meridian meridian circumference, which is actually 24,000, which we don't know, because that shows you that the Earth looks like an egg within itself, because those numbers aren't the same. Therefore, one part of the Earth is more bigger than the other part of the Earth. So it's like a damn egg. It's shaped like a spheroid, an oblate spheroid, which is really called an egg, an oblate spheroid, literally an egg. So it expands and it contracts. The Earth literally, it looks like this when it's spinning. It doesn't look like, it looks like that when it's spinning. It looks like a freaking a moldily wobbly egg that's spinning. It doesn't. It has no constant. It has no real constant. The only real constant is light. All right, that's the real true constant of what it is. It spins and wobbles in so many ways, and it's molded like a gelatin or something like that. All right, so let me move forward. Hopefully, y'all getting this work right now. We having fun. We having fun. Let me bring myself in this. So look, let me bust this down real quick. I want y'all to get some real 2020 vision on this. I want y'all to see me clear, and I want y'all to see the scope of reality of how we dealing with this and how we busting down this mainframe consciousness, because it's really on another level, man. It really truly is on another level. Put this in here somewhere. Put this in. It's truly on another level what we doing in reference to the Messiah Codex in the mainframe. All right, so now what you see is you got 2020 vision. I'm gonna explain this over and over again until people get it, what I'm saying with this and how this connects up. So you got 2020 vision right there. Right there, you got 2020 vision, okay? Everybody see it. Y'all know it. You'll say, Lamel, I don't got 2020 vision. I wear glasses. Okay, so you wear glasses now. Hopefully you got 2020 vision and you can see me. All right? Now, before you go into any temple, I want y'all to take notes on this. Before you go into any temple, it says, know thyself. Know thyself. All right? So that represents the two congruent angles. The two congruent angles. El Amun, which is the 20 vision. That is 20 vision because God only gave you 120. Genesis chapter 6, God only gave you 120. So that represents the two congruent angles. That represents your spiritual man or woman and your physical man or woman. That's you seeing yourself clearly in 2020 vision. All right? So I want y'all to see it. Before you go into any temple, it says, know thyself. All right? Before you go into any temple, it says, know thyself. All right? Now, knows thyself. Now, one thing y'all should know about your nose, right? The nose helps you connect with memory, does it not? Does not your nose help you connect with memory? The nose is the best way to connect with a memory. Sometimes you can smell something and it can remind you of something. And ask any neurologist, they'll tell you that the nose, the sensation of the nose connect with the thalamus and with the basal ganglia and also the hippocampus area of the brain in reference to memory. All right? It connects up with all that. It connects up all that. The nose is an important piece of the puzzle. All right? So before you go into a temple, it says, knows thyself. And guess what? The elders always put the nose there and put a K in front of the nose in a sense, in the difference in a certain sort of way, so you can know this, so you can know the key to the matter is to know thyself. Is to know thyself. Is to know thyself. All right? Real talk. Because if you don't remember who you are, you won't know who you are. It says, honor thy mother, thy father, for the days that so your days of your life will be whole. All right? So your days of your spirit will be whole too. All right? So knows thyself. Okay? So now you got 20/20 vision and you become a mu'minun, one of faith, one who has faith. Because you can let your nose lead you even when your eyes are shut. Even when your eyes are shut, you can let your nose lead you in the situation. All right, even when your eyes are blinded to the matter, mom can smell what you've been into. Sometimes she can come in the room and smell sex in the room. Whatever, she knows what's going on. Smell if you've been drinking or whatever like that. No, the nose can see where the eye can't sometimes. All right, so the nose was a way to connect to your memory. All right, that was the way to connect to your memory. So now let's move forward. When you seeing this, and I'm busting this down, when you go in the temple, it says knows thyself. You go in these temples, they say knows thyself when you go in these temples. All right, so that's an important piece of the puzzle too, in reference to knowing yourself and knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Knows thyself. You go in the temple. Now you say, Lamel, I can't read metal netter. Well, I can't read it that good neither. But yeah, they saying the same thing I'm saying. Yeah, Miss Miss Seti, you right about that. Let me move forward. So I'm gonna give y'all something on here that's just beautiful, man. I love breaking down the codex like this. I love breaking this stuff down like this in this perspective, man, so people can see what this is truly all about. What it's truly all about. All right, so now when you see that on here, y'all got the 2020 vision. I gave y'all the 2020 vision. Y'all know what it's all about. God gave y'all the 2020 vision. We already know about the 2020 vision. All right, the two congruent angles. They're two congruent angles. All right, remember that in math? Remember two congruent angles? Remember that in math? I know y'all remember that. They talk about two congruent angles when you're trying to find the height of basically a triangle. Okay, now I'm going to bust this down for y'all to know. My fault. Let me get this in here. I'm being here. Bam. I'm going to look at this. Anyhow, when you see it, let's bust down the height of this object. Let's bust down the height of this object so everybody can see it truly for what it's hitting for. All right, so now since y'all had the 2020 vision, everybody know you said you will have different abilities. Look at this. Now, since everybody had the 2020 vision, everybody can see clearly on here because you moving with a degree of faith and you moving with a degree of works with that, your faith. That's your 2020 vision right there. That's your faith in your works. All right, you seeing very clear. All right, so now if you square off 2020, you get 400. You get a 400-yard dash, literally a 400-yard dash. Okay, now we seeing in between the dash. Now another thing is the base of this object. This is what I want to tell y'all about as far as this object that people had to see. Didn't you see that the object had 24 hours? Because you seeing everything through, 2020 vision of how you see life itself, and then also you moving through a scale of 24 hours. All right, for however you want to differentiate it, 8 times 3 or 6 times 4, however you want to do it, it still represents completion because 8 times 3, 6 times 4 is the same thing. It represents basically what? The pyramid, the same thing. It was the pyramid, the base of the pyramid and the upper part of the pyramid. So look, yeah, knows thyself. So the base was the 24. So now what you see on here, you can see how we doing the math on here. You seeing how we doing the math. I'm taking y'all back to high school, literally. I'm taking y'all back to high school. Look, you see, you got 2020 vision, which is 400, and then you got 12. You got to split it in half because the base is 24 hours. That's the base. So you splitting that in half for 12 hours a day and 12 hours a night, or 12 months of the sun going around the zodiac and 12 years of Jupiter going around the zodiac. You cracked the code again. You literally cracked the code in the matrix again. So you said 12, 12. That equaled to 144,000. I get it because Jupiter and the sun were the stations. They were the stations to connect up. Yeah, so that equaled 144. That equals your 144. So now when you're doing the math, you're getting 256 megabytes. Literally, you're getting 256 megabytes of CPU on here. That's why computers move like this. This is why computers move like this. All right, because if you take 400, subtract 144, you get 16, which is 256. And then the square root of 16, the square of 16 is 256. All right, when you do 16 times 16, it equals 256. All right, which is 16 squared. All right, so now that's in connection. You say, well, why is that in connection, Lamel? Because you know that equal to 13, and it also connected with the 16, because 16 is what? It represents the squares of Jupiter, because Jupiter has 16 squares, which represents a 4x4 square, all right, which represents oneness. The height of this object is a 4x4, literally a 4x4 square, which is 16. Yeah, it's a 4x4. That's the oneness. That's the way to connect to the oneness. And this is I'm breaking this down in supreme grandmother and grandfather mathematics, so you can know thyself. So you see the 4x4 right there. You see the 4x4 so happens to be number 1. Yeah, but 4 times 4 or 4x4 equals 16, which represents the 16 squares of Jupiter, which also represents 7, which connect you to the oneness. I'm showing y'all how to be master builders. People act like they have to go to the Masons to find all this stuff. I'm showing y'all how to be master builders on here. All right, because the body is the temple. If the body is the temple, this is how you literally become a master builder. This is how you become a master builder. It's through the square. It's operating through the square and through sacred geometry, the square, the triangle, and the circle. And this is what I'm giving y'all, how we operate on here and how we move through the mainframe. All right. So yeah, we move through the square. So that 4x4 right there became the height of your object, became 16, which connected and became 7. All right. And that connected and became 7, or the triangle or the pyramid. It's real in here. It's real. It's getting real fiery in here. It's getting real fire. It's getting real cooking. Y'all getting this work. So now we call this the mainframe. You say, really, Lamel? What do you mean the mainframe? Yeah, we call this literally the mainframe. It's the mainframe consciousness. It's the consciousness that we exist in. It's the mainframe. You see things like a movie. Literally like a movie of frames. Now, sometimes these frames move slow, and sometimes these frames move fast. Either way, these frames are moving. All right, these frames are moving. So you see in life like this. All right, and it's dependent on the speed or the God speed that you move at is the way that you see life. So now we literally broke the clock. We broke the clock. And like I said, we seeing life through a whole nother mainframe. Jupiter moves the fastest out of all the planets, out even faster than the sun. So if you look at Jupiter, has the shortest days of all the planets in the solar system, since Jupiter is a gas giant. It's a gas planet, just like the sun is a gas giant. All right, now you know this. I'm gonna say this in reference to the speed and how fast Jupiter is moving. Yo, Jupiter is moving faster than anything what we know on the planet. So connecting to its polarity will connect us to how to see life in the mainframe. You can see more frames per second than anybody else can see these frames per second. So thus you can see and break down life in a whole nother light and tap into a whole nother station, thus breaking through what they call the matrix. All right, so now what you see is Jupiter. I showed you Saturn with the balance of 15. Yeah, it was the balance of 15, the number 6, right? The trick. Now we got the balance of 16. It's going the one that goes through the 6. Yeah, the one that goes through the 6. These are 16 squares right here. I told you, I broke that down with Jupiter being 16 squares. Now you got from 1 through 16. Now the only way to balance that is the 34. All these numbers add up to be 34 on each side. If you look at the squares in the middle, the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, starting from the dot in the middle, those squares add up to 34. The squares on the outside, all those squares equal 34. Everything is in perfect harmony with 34, which is 3, 4, which represents you being on your 4s and on your 3, which is on all 7. All right, so I'm busting that down. Look at it. This is another way to do it. You'll see it. 34, all ways. 34, 34, 34, in all ways, in all directions. 34, X marking the spot. 34, we connecting all the digits on here and making all this. This is called a magic square, but this represents magnetics. This represents the magneto of Jupiter. This also represents the magnetron and how to connect all forces in nature, period. And I showed y'all that with an example when I showed you John Searle and his machine, and the John Searle machine, all right, which produces energy that it doesn't pollute the earth. It's just, it produces energy off of polarity, off of magnetic polarity. All right, and I explained that dealing with the magic square, how this came from the magic square. All right, that's a whole nother deal. All right, so boom, what you see is we tapping into what we call right brain activity. They say, Lamel, how do you think like this? Why do you think like this? Because I'm always channeling my right brain. I'm always utilizing right brain activity. Now, you want to say, Lamel, we all use left brain activity too. Yeah, I utilize left brain activity a lot, but I utilize a lot of my left brain activity when it comes to my extrasensory thought. I utilize my left brain to steer the right brain, all right? And I show people how to do that. All right, so now you already know your right brain connects to your art awareness, creativity, your imagination, your intuition, your insight, your holistic, your music awareness, your 3D forms, and it's left hand control. It's left hand control. And then you know the left brain, which is right hand control. This is your logic. This is your analytical reasoning, your math, your written, your number, your skills. This is right hand control. All right, so I'm in tune with both, but I utilize the right brain. I utilize the left brain to connect up with the right brain. And I show people this in many ways. I show people this in so many ways. All right, so now hopefully we brainstorming right now. We literally brainstorming. We literally brainstorming, man. We really connecting all the dots in here, and we seeing things in a whole nother light. Real talk. We seeing things in a whole nother light. Real talk. I broke this down with 361 degrees. Everybody should know by now. We done corrected them. We corrected all of them. You said the masters always left a breadcrumb for us. Yeah, the little dot they always left there talking about it was 360 degrees. The dot, we had to just place it in the middle to find ourselves back home. All right. Everybody knows by now that's a part of this. That is not 360 degrees in a circle. That is 361 degrees in a circle. All right. So when everybody is looking, y'all looking through the square. So now when y'all looking through the circle, y'all looking at it at 19 times 19. Y'all broke the codex of the 1 and the 9. When they try to put y'all in Saturn, y'all balance that out. All right, and y'all broke the codex of the 360 degrees or the 3 6s of carbon dating, and you brought it to 361 degrees, which is 19 times 19, which became the eye or the egg. Yes, you broke the codex or broke the matrix once again. All right, and they say, Lamel, it's not 361 degrees or 19 times 19 in a circle. Well, contrary to your opinion, if you look at the radius, a radius is the distance from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. All right, so you see that? You see the radius? Okay, now let me read what a radius is. The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the point of the circle. All right, you see that? That's what the radius is. This is the way to find the radius and how you find the area of your circle. If you never had a dot, you can never do it. If you never had a dot, you cannot find your circle. You cannot define this circle if you never really had a dot. All right, so that's why it's so important. Now this connects up to 314 being pi, but this also connects up to Revelations chapter 314, the Amun, which is the hidden one, which is the dot. Now go look that up and say, Lamel, you cracked the code again. Lamel, you cracked the code again. Yeah, I cracked the code again. But God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees, honey. So like I said, boom, you see right there, the radius, the dot, Revelations 3:14. It tells you the hidden one that's been there since the beginning of time. The beginning. Somebody can throw that one in there. Revelations chapter 3:14. This is pi. This is pi. Yeah. It says in the angel of the church of Laodiceans. I always get that word messed up. My fault. I got you. But these things says the Amun, the faithful and true witness since the beginning of the creation of God. That is talking about the dot. That is the dot right there. That is the dot that has been there since beginning of the creation of God. 3:14, the dot. Cracking the code again. Cracking the code again. The Amun, the hidden one. The hidden one was always there. All right? Yeah. Crack that code. All right? So we definitely putting the MeWe's up. I bust that down. You know what I'm saying? How we seeing and how we cracking the code and utilizing the robotic hand and also the human hand. These hands don't represent white people and black people, y'all. I explained that before. This is not white people and black people as far as people throwing up the MeWe's. Y'all already know the MeWe's represent the network that we tuned in. Shout out to Denise. Hey, what's up, sis? I see you. I love you. So I told you the black and white hand doesn't represent humanity. I mean, my fault. It doesn't represent black people and white people as far as this black and white MeWe hand. No, it represents humanity and robotics. That's what it represents. All right? I bust that down so many times. Okay, so let's move forward a little bit. I got y'all. I'm going real heavy ballistic on this bill. We're going to talk about the alpha and omega. Okay, and what does the alpha and omega mean? And how this connects up with the 141. Okay, the alpha and omega really is the alpha and the delta. It was the way that the alpha was can move through the delta. Okay, because alpha became delta. I mean, the omega became the delta. The N became the delta. It became the delta wave. The 4. It became the wave to pour through, to move through the mainframe. All right, and if you flip the delta sign, it can look literally like a D. So the alpha utilized the omega symbol to create and make a delta symbol, literally, to make it the delta wave to move from. All right, to move through. And this was also your Ankh. This became your Ankh. Shout out to Miss 219 Solar Prime Supreme throwing up the black hand and a white hand MeWe. Y'all already know what it's hitting for. All right. So yeah, that was the Ankh right there, the 141, representing the alpha and the delta, or what you consider to be the alpha and omega. But like I said, it was a way for the alpha to move through the delta. All right, like boats. It was a way for us as the alphas to move through the deltas. Yeah, to move through the delta. We were the primes. That's why we were considered to be the alphas. We were the primes. We were the leaders. We were the messiah types. That's who we were. So we moved through the delta, where it was an oasis in a desert place, where people wanted to hear what you had to say, where people wanted love, to show you love. People wanted to be connected with love. That's why we floated our boats through the delta. and it became what was called a haven or a heaven, because the word heaven comes from the word haven, which is a docking arena for boats. So as the alphas, we was moving through the omega to create and make it the delta, and we became the one for one, the ones for the oneness, the ones for the oneness. Yeah, we became that, and we became known as that throughout space and time, also known as the Messiah types, the prototypes of the new wave of consciousness. That's who we were, who we was, who we will be, and who we are now. All right, moving through the delta wave, moving through the alpha wave, the 1 and the 4. All right. Yes, it says in the Quran, chapter 14, 144. Yes, it says this. It says, and we did not send any messenger except speaking in the language of his people to state clearly for them, and Allah sends astray whom he wills and guides whom he will. And he is exalted in might and wide. So the whole gravy and meat of this verse is 144,000. But it's 144, everybody being on one of all fours, connecting to all four corners of the quadrants, or north, east, south, and west, all four corners of the earth. We did not send any messenger except speaking the language of his people to state clearly for them. Yeah, that's why it says that. It always connected in the codex. It always connected in the codex, and that equals 9, honey. And 9 is divine. 9 is divine. All right. So it was all in connection. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. It was all in connection to the codex. So that became the 141, the alpha and the delta wave. The alpha and the delta wave, the 144 or the 144,000. The alpha and the delta. All right. That's what it became. The alpha and the delta. All right. So yeah. And then you also go into Quran chapter 11, 114, and Miss LaUnc brought this to my attention. Thank you. I love when somebody up. That's why I told you it's not just me teaching this stuff. I represent my people. I represent a collective of people. We got a research team. I didn't bring this code up. Somebody else brought this code to my attention. But if you notice, all 4 ones are 1. And they become 4, which is 1. 141. And it says this. And establish the prayer at the 2 ends of the day in the first hours of the night in deeds. And look, indeed the good deeds drive away the evil deeds. This is a reminder to those who are mindful of Allah. Look, listen. Miss LaUnc brought this up. This is another 141. This is the code. This is us cracking the code all the time. And establish the prayer at the 2 ends of the earth. And in the first hours of the night, indeed, good deeds drive away evil deeds. This is a reminder to those who are mindful of Allah. So these are the 2 pillars that we set up as the 141. You see that? It says establish the prayer in 2 ends of the day. All right, 2 ends of the day. That's one at night and 1 at day. And that was the 141. That was you standing in the middle, being on all fours with your 2 hands up. With your 2 hands up, representing the 2 pillars, the same 2 pillars that you came out of, far as the 2 legs of your mom, and the 2 pillars that you going into, which is the 2 arms of your hands going back to the temple of Allah or God. Real talk. Thank you. He said, revealed to you that mankind out of darkness and light. Thank you, Miss LaUnc. Miss LaUnc always cracking the code. Thank you. She helping me crack the code right there. That's right there in the codex. It's not just me. That's why I said people are haters, man. People are so much haters, but they'll never get it. They'll never get it. Me is we. If you never got that point, you never got it. You never saw that what it's hitting for is something phenomenal. Okay? I got y'all. So we breaking the code, and we seeing through the tesseract of time and space. We seeing through the tesseract of time and space, and we establishing the 2 ends of prayer and the third in the prayer. But really, you praying all day and night. That's past, present, and future. All right, all day you in prayer, you in connection and meditation to the universe. But we literally cracked and broke the code. We literally cracked and broke the code, and that's how we see reality now. We no longer see reality like how people see a square. They see height, depth, and width. Yeah, that means you in a three-dimensional reality. Now, I told you it's about placing the 5, right? So now you got height, depth, width, and you got time and space. Because didn't Allah say this? Allah say establish the prayer at the two ends of day. Yeah, establish the prayer at the two ends of day. So that way you can break the code. That way you can break the code, because that's time and space. That's time and space. Establish prayer at the two ends of day. Look at this. The first hours of night and the first hours of day. You already know. Let's do this. We have cracked the code of time and space. Yes, because we have added depth, height, and width. Let's go. Yeah, let's move forward. Shout out to all the primes, man. Everybody that came in. Everybody that supports. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to all the primes, man. Shout out to the Purple Heart soldiers, man. This definitely was a good build. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. I'm gonna come back on the screen. I'm just letting it rock out a little bit. I'm gonna drink my water. See whatever y'all gotta say. Put it in the chat. Hopefully y'all like this work that I gave y'all, man. Yo, this beat is flying. Thank you, brother Division, for producing this beat. Did it all for my people. 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 Peace, peace, peace. So I had to rock out a little bit. That was definitely a good thing. I'll say a couple things before I get off. Hopefully y'all on here. Whatever y'all want to say, y'all can say it. Today's date is 9/28/4. All right? This represents completion. Real talk. It truly represents completion. He said, hey. He said, hey. Come on. If there's any questions, also please get your books. Please get your books. Get your newest book by yours truly. if you haven't got your book by now, please get your book. Now, you'll ask me, how can I get my book, Lamel? Only thing you got to do is contribute to our movement. That's it. All right. Now, I call it literally a sponsorship. Now, if you sponsor us and support us, then it is what it is. I'll actually send you the book, or the program will send you the book. You don't have to be shy. You can actually give up anything that you want to give up. All right. I'll still send you the book. Okay. Got my codex fixed. That's what's up, Miss Satoria. I love you, man. Get y'all books, man. Make sure y'all got y'all books, man. Please make sure y'all got y'all books. This is an important thing. I talk a lot on here, and we be on live feed and everything's flowing. Sometimes you might miss the live feed. Sometimes you got a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes you just gotta slow it down for yourself. It's best to have the book for yourself. All right. Whereas though you would get different information where it would connect you to this. So peace to everybody that really got their book. I really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna play some music while I'm rocking out, just in case y'all got any questions before I get off. This beat is called Strength in Numbers. If y'all want to know, it's called Strength in Numbers. I love this part of the book. This is the part people don't even like. Look. Look, if you go into verse 99, Master Key application 141, verse 99, it says this. It says they are a combination of condensed experience with the will of intellect moving through a manifested reality. People call these the 99 names of Allah. These are the 99 verbs of Allah. Allah and Alat are the same thing, male and female. The one principle, the action that takes place if you are applying it to your life. The action that takes place in the movie that you call life. The mainframe consciousness moving through the squares of thought. Say these action words with the Walu to create the program of awareness and action to take place in your life. Say it with the beginning of the word yeah. Alright? So, one way that we used to chant, this is what I want to put y'all on to, is before we chanted and we said a name in reference, we had a respect word before we said that name. We gave an utterance for that name. So yeah was a way for us to show respect for the force that we're calling upon. Alright? So that's why we say yeah beforehand. Alright? If anybody want to know that. So it's rocking. So you would do this like this. Let's say you got the 99 names right here. What you would do is you would say, look, Ya Rahman, Ya Tawalu, Ya Rahim, Ya Tawalu, Ya Malik, Ya Tawalu, Ya Qadus, Ya Tawalu, Ya Salam, Ya Tawalu, Ya Mu'minun, Ya Tawalu, Ya Aziz, Ya Tawalu, Ya Jabbar, Ya Tawalu. I know I can't really sing like that. Y'all probably tear it up. Ya Khalik, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Bari, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Musawir, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Kahar, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Kahab, Ya Tuwalu. These are actions that take place in your life, man. Whether I said the merciful, the ruler, the pure one, the source, the inspirer of faith, the guardian, the victorious, the compeller, the greatest, the creator. The giver of all. I love y'all, man. Ya Razak, Ya Tawalu, Ya Fatu, Ya Tawalu, Ya Alim, Ya Tawalu, Ya Kabir, Ya Tawalu, Ya Basit, Ya Tawalu, Ya Kafi, Ya Tawalu, Ya Rafi, Ya Tawalu, Ya Mu'iz, Ya Tawalu. Y'all ask me what I like to do. I like to chant sometimes. If y'all ever around me, y'all be like, man, I really like to chant, to clear my breath, to vibrate. For real. Look, listen, when you chanting, yo, let me tell you something. It releases something. You gotta realize this, right? I can tell y'all to touch certain parts of your brain, right? Whether you touching your frontal lobe, whether you touching your parietal lobe, your occipital lobe, or whether you touching your temporal lobe. I can tell you, you can chant and touch certain parts of your brain that's stimulated. For real. So like, let's say if I'm touching the parietal lobe, all right, you stimulate in certain things in your brain when you chant, because when you chant, you vibrating, period. So like, let's say if I'm saying Ya Razak, Ya Tawalu, Ya Razak, Ya Tawalu, Ya Fatu, Ya Tawalu, Ya Alim, Ya Tawalu. You activate in that part of your brain. You stimulate in that part of your brain. Trust me. Like, I'm gonna give y'all so many brain exercises, man. It's gonna be like ridiculous. I'm gonna tell y'all to do a whole bunch of stuff with your left hand one day. Just a whole bunch of stuff with your left hand. I got a whole build that I'm about to do like that. Whereas though you just utilizing your left hand. Okay? I got a lot of stuff going on, man, that it's gonna turn y'all on. But this is one thing that I would love to do, that I can't wait to do. I can't wait to do. I can't wait to do. We're gonna do a remembrance circle. All right. We're gonna do a remembrance circle. So if somebody asks me, Lamel, how do we do a remembrance circle? Yo, a remembrance circle is so hot. This is the hottest thing, man. Like, I only did this a couple times, probably about like 4 or 5 times. No, about 4 times I did it. All right, and this is the best. It's the best thing to do. Now you'll ask me, Lamel, how do we do a remembrance circle? All right, it's also called a Dicker circle. In Islam, we call it a Dicker circle. But for lack of better words, I gotta stand up, y'all. I gotta stand up. I've been sitting down too long. That's starting to bother me. Let me get up. Gotta bring this book with me. Oof. Alright, let me bust this down a little bit. Let me bust this down. So yeah, in the Dicker circle, it's different when you doing the Dicker circle, man. What happens is you got 99 names of the Most High God, all right, plus 1,000 more. You have those names, okay. So this is what I would do with y'all. If when we have our event and when we have our temples and we have different things, certain times of the month we will have a Dicker circle, okay, or remembrance circle. And what we'll do is we'll get together. Everybody get together in a circle. We'll all sit down. We'll all sit in the seat. Okay? So now, with all y'all sitting in a seat, this is what I'm going to do. All right? We all going to chant. This is all we're going to do. I want everybody to come clean. You got to make sure you clean. Make sure you don't come funky. Make sure that you done took a bath and a shower and you all ready. You know what I'm saying? Everybody nice and they ready. And I would suggest don't eat nothing before you come to. Come with a clear stomach and everything. Okay? Because you're going to be vibrating. I didn't see people really throw up from this shit. I didn't see people throw up. Literally. I didn't see people break down in tears and crying because they didn't felt something that I don't know what they felt. We all felt something different. All right? But I'm going to tell y'all, it's something that we can do amongst each other that is so hot that it make us turn into a station and all of us to get certain parts of it in a certain sort of way. So what we do is we sit in a circle, all right, and then now everybody listen, everybody gotta chant this in the circle. Everybody gotta hold hands. We all gotta hold hands. You can't let go. Everybody gotta connect your feet. You can't let go. You got to connect your feet and your hands. So if you sitting in a chair, you holding the person next to you, and you connecting your knee, basically your ankles, the two dots of your ankles with the two dots of their ankles, and you connect it up. All right. So this is what y'all doing. Y'all going. Everybody doing this. Look. Yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua. Y'all with me right now? Come on, y'all can be right there with me. We can do this right now. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something hot. I'm gonna show y'all something hot. This is how you do the remembrance circle. So as we hold hands, everybody go, nothing exists except for life. This is what you saying. Yeah, hua, ille, hua, 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 yeah, hua, ille, hua. Y'all saying it? Now look, listen. Now, I'm going to be the high priest, all right? Or somebody else can be the high priest. I don't care. Anybody can be the high priest. But the high priest stands in the middle, right? And the high priest does the sacred dance. Yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua. The high priest does the sacred dance, all right? So then the high priest goes to each person and says a sacred name in their ear. So if y'all saying yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua, I'll come to your ear. I'm gonna say El Razaku, El Razaku, El Razaku, and then that's what you say. You say. Everybody else is saying, yeah, hua, ille, hua, yeah, hua, ille, hua. And you saying, ya Razaku, ya Razaku, ya Razaku, ya Razaku. Yeah, and then look, Everybody else is saying, yeah, hua, ele, hua. And then I'll go up to another person and then I'll say something in their ear. I might say, ya fatahu, ya fatahu. And you'll say, ya hu. And then you say, ya fatahu, ya fatahu. Ya fatahu. And then you got the other person next to you, they saying, ya razaku, ya razaku. And you saying, ya fatahu, ya fatahu. And everybody else is saying, ya hua, ila hua, ya hua. All right? So, yeah. And I'll go across everybody else and I say el alimu, el alimu. And then I say to the next person, say el kabidu, el kabidu. And then somebody else say el rafiu, el rafiu. I go to everybody else and then everybody else will just be saying the name but in the same tone. Yo, when I say, oh my goodness, like look, oh my God, yeah, everybody, yeah, hua. And then it's to the last person, right? To the last person. And then you got everybody saying the name, and oh my God, it turns into some crazy shit. It literally turns into a vibration that just literally can crack windows. Literally crack windows. I'm not joking. Not joking, but it cracks something inside you. It does something. Like, for anybody that ever done this before, this is a sacred ritual I done, all right, a sacred ritual that I done before, all right. But listen, man, it cracks something inside you. When I say it cracks something inside you, oh my God, it cracks something inside you. Like I said, yo, I done seen somebody throw up before from that shit. Real talk. See, as the high priest, y'all gonna really catch the Holy Ghost. As the high priest, I gotta be there to catch you. It's other people that's gonna be there that ain't even gonna be in the circle. They just gonna be there to catch people. They're going to be there to catch people, because when the electricity comes down, when that electricity comes, you got to think about it. You are the force. You are the embodiment of that force. When it comes down, you become a medium of that force of El Razaku or El Alimu or El Kabidu or whatever. You become the embodiment of that force, and it's just like electrifying. It's literally electrifying, because it's like I told y'all, all greater consciousness, all gods are literally programs. They literally are programmed. So you literally tap into that station. You like tap into that station. You like, oh man, and you feel it, and you can really feel the love. You can really feel it. You can really feel what it is, and you say, wow, and that right there. But you got to do it not with yourself. You got to do it with other people. That's the problem. Other people, what you got to realize is you can't do this shit by yourself really like that. I know you're going to come in this world and out this world by yourself, but it's certain things that you want to do, you can't do it by yourself. You literally can't do it by yourself at all. And I know that for a fact, Jack. You can't do it by yourself, because it's no way, nobody's going to believe you if it's just you. If you have a certain amount of people and y'all do it together, y'all all witness something. Y'all all can bring back a story. You feel me? Y'all all got something to say about it. It's not just one person. So it's not like somebody can just believe anything. If one person, but if you have all of us and we say, yo, Lamel, yo, I really felt something. Something really happened. Yeah, y'all, they gonna know it's real. This is what the stuff that we got to do. This is the stuff that I want to do, or I plan to do in our temples. And our man, we're going to have the livest temple ever. When we get our temple, I'm just letting y'all know. Like, when we get our temple, if I get this temple in this city first, or whatever city we establish a temple in, look, we're going to have the best temple ever. Look, everybody and their mama going to want to come to this temple. Trust me on that. Everybody and their mama gonna want to come to that temple. They're gonna be like, yo, that place is home. I'm coming. Look, it's fun when I come to that place. That place is home. Trust me on that. I got so much stuff planned for us, man. So much stuff, man. Trust me, man. We took a hit. A lot of us, like, far as being melanated people, our communities have taken a real serious hit. Trust me on that. We took a serious hit when it comes to this consciousness, man. Like, they messed up the conscious community for what it's worth to see and to know what knowledge of self is, man. They really disrespect it in a certain type of way. It's time to bring it all back. In all due respect, it's time to bring it back in the most righteous manner. And that's the plan. That's the plan. That's the real plan of this, man. We're going to do so much. Only thing we got to do is just do it. All right? And this is one thing that we're going to do. But it's in the 1-for-1 hand manual. Isn't that something beautiful? Look, that's something beautiful that I just told us about. But y'all can do it with y'all kids. Or y'all can do it with people that y'all teach. Or that y'all, whatever. That's in y'all circle. Y'all can create one of that. And it's in the 1-for-1 hand manual. It's in this book. It's in this book. All right? For real. I gave y'all stuff in this book, real talk, that I felt, even though I could have gave y'all more, but I gave y'all some real good stuff in this hand manual, man. This hand manual will bring you to the realm of magic. It will literally bring you to the realm of magic, and you will know what it's hitting for. You will really know what it's truly hitting for, man. You will really know how to divinate. Like, all this stuff, to be honest, too, when you look at all these joints, these symbols in here, when you look as far as the destinies, all of it really represents you. True to life. You have to go through all this. You know what I would suggest you do, Miss LaAunt? A way to get to know this? I figured it out. A way for y'all to get for all the women that's going to be divinating. All right, for a way to get to know the magic part of this. You know, when y'all doing the Urim through Mem or y'all card readings, when y'all doing y'all readings with this, a way to master this real fast this is what I say. All right, take the part of the book which represents the Urim through Mem, right? Just only take the part of the book that's the Urim through Mem. That's why you gotta get a printing, Miss LaAunt. Make sure you print your book out. I made mine tough like leather. You can do whatever you want to do with yours. I know I made mine tough like leather. I told them I want the leather version. All right? So look. Anyhow, what you do is, this is what I say, Miss LaAunt. You go to the magic part of it, right? You start from here. This is where you start from. You keep that magic part. Now, what you do is you ask the elders. You know, it's from 110 to 150. All right, that's what it is. So what you do is you just ask questions to the elders, right? You ask your own questions to the elders, all right, about this, about that, and then you just turn to it. You let it follow you, and then once it follows you, turn to that page and then read it. And then there will be your answer that you was looking for. And then you read it and say, oh, wow, the elders are talking to me. All right? That's a way to get to know it very fast. It's by doing it on yourself. And doing it on yourself, because God is a true experience. So you will have to experience certain things yourself also. All right? That's one thing that I would suggest. I would suggest you do that. That is one of the most practical things I can tell you to do with it. That's why I gotta get this charger for this computer. But yeah, that's how you can do it, Miss LaAunt. Dang. I get this charger. That's all y'all. I got y'all rocking out with me. I got this charger. For what it's worth, I love y'all though, man. We definitely growing, and this knowledge is growing. It's not only me, this for all the haters. Me is we, man. Me is we. My fault. I'm gonna show y'all something. Yeah, me is we. That's how people gotta see this. People gotta see me as we. You know, I do what I can, and I try to make this what I can make it. My fault, y'all. I had to step off real quick. Yeah, I had to get myself together real quick. I love y'all, though. That's all I gotta say. That's all I really gotta say. For all the knowledge that I do my best and intend to share with y'all on here. Now remember this, Lamel has always said this, I'm not teaching y'all nothing. I'm sharing this stuff with y'all, okay? Just letting y'all know, I am my brother and my sister's keeper, okay? I'm sharing this stuff with y'all, period. I'm my brother and my sister's keeper. Now I told people how I feel about students. I don't really want no students. I don't want nobody to say they my student. Y'all my brother or y'all my sister, man. Either one. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're gonna do this. But I just want to let y'all know, please make sure y'all get y'all book. If y'all want to get y'all book, y'all can contribute to the movement. It's an actual link in the description column. All right. If you want to get your latest book by yours truly, Grandmaster Lamel, you can get it. Thank you, Sister Cherie. Hopefully you got your, yeah, you definitely got your book. You definitely got your book. You definitely got your book, man. I love y'all, man. I'm going to come back later. My fault. I didn't come on the Super Bowl. Man, I got tired, man. I was sitting there watching that boring-ass Super Bowl game. Look, I was wondering why I really haven't even watched football like that. Look at this. I was watching that boring Super Bowl game. I fell asleep, and then I didn't even wake up until the wee hours in the morning. I said, man, what the hell? Real talk. But my fault on that. I missed the alley-oop. My fault, man. I love y'all. This is my job. Besides my job, me working at a job, having to pay bills just to make ends meet, doing my job, this is my job too. I want to let y'all know. This is my job. This is my duty. I got to make sure that I do God's work, man. This is God's work for me, to be honest. I don't care what anybody say. This is God's work. I'll get my reward. You don't got to give me shit. God will give me my reward. Trust me on that. And if you do give me something, yo, I love you for that, man. Because you really see my heart. You really see my heart for what I'm doing my best to give on here. You know, you see my heart for what I'm doing my best to give. And it's real. It's real. That's it. But I know God, I know 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. That's it. I just know that. So that's all I gotta say. What else I want to put in that beat. I'm gonna go out. Before I go out, I'm gonna go out with a bang. Let me let this beat rock. Let this beat rock, man. See if it'll let me do it. Boosh. Yeah. Yeah, I love y'all. I'm putting in hard work. Know this. Also, look at the if you go look into the what's the name, the WordPress. I updated the WordPress. I did like 15 WordPresses. I'm only 13 days behind in the WordPress. I'm only 13 days behind. I was like 30 something days behind in the WordPress. I'm only 15 days behind. No, 13 days behind in the WordPress. I'm going to catch the WordPress up today. I'm going to make that my word. I'm catching the WordPress up today. So if anybody want a freebie, or if you already got a book by yours truly, I'm also putting books in the WordPress that you don't got. I'm really writing a book in the WordPress, which is the Holy Tablet. Y'all know it's the Holy Tablet in the WordPress. Alright? So that's it. That's all I gotta say. You know what it's hitting for. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. Shout out to my 7-Elevens that's making the ascension right now. Shout out to my 616s, my 616s in the Lion's Den right now. My 161s in the Lion's Den. Shout out to, yeah, thank you, Miss 219. Shout out to my 911s. That's not my 191s that's making that phone call to ascension right now. Real talk, they fulfilling their purpose. Shout out to my 151s that know the real magic. My 151s, my 511s. Yeah, I like them tall too, honey. Shout out to my 141s, man. I love y'all, man. My 414s that know the 411. Shout out to my 1221s. You already know. I love you. You love me. Me is we. Real talk. I love y'all.